So, good evening. My name is Cindy Holmes. I'm the director of the School of Intuition and Healing. Interestingly enough, I am absolutely passionate about healing. And the reason for that is because it absolutely changed my life. Um, and it is something that for me is extremely tangible, even though it's unseen. And I hope tonight through our conversations, and also because healing is about being experiential, we're actually going to work with the energy of the healing tonight so you can all get to experience that. So if everybody's happy with that, I'm going to start off, and we're going to start off with the healing meditation, where we're going to access healing into our own energy fields. And then if it feels comfortable for you from our heart space, we are going to send healing out to places which you feel need healing. We're also going to send healing to leaders, and we're just going to tangibly access this vibration that is higher than ourselves. And if we work on the premise that energy follows thought, and so if we connect to this energy in our heart and we send it out to the world and we access it for ourselves, it is able to shift contractions and dis-ease. So let's experience it in that format, and then we can come back and talk about it a little bit, and then actually we will work with the healing energy in our hands. So let's start with that and let us ground into our bodies. If meditation is a difficult word for you, just let's call it visualization or following my words, because that's what you're really doing. We're not going into the, transcendental meditation where we empty the mind and nothing is there. It is important we get rid of our thoughts, um, because we want to be centered in our heart, and energy doesn't come from the mind, it comes from the heart. So let's start off by grounding ourselves and following the breath. So the invitation is, if you are sitting, to sit with both your feet on the ground, your arms unfolded, your legs unfolded. If you're sitting cross-legged on the floor, that's also fine. Just imagine when we access the roots and the healing energy of the earth, that those are going from the soles of your feet. But really, if you can just open your energy and allow the flow to come through at the higher vibration into your energy field, that will be really helpful. So that's what we're going to do. And so the invitation is to, if you feel comfortable, close your eyes and just follow the breath. And we'll do an easy breath. So just breathing in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. And just allow yourself to get heavier and heavier on your chair, and feel your feet getting heavier on the ground. And then just allow those feet to get a sense of that beautiful, rich soil below you. And just get a sense that your feet are sinking into the squelchy mud of the earth. And it's really fertile soil. And we just feel those legs go, those feet going in. And then from the soles of the feet, get a sense of these beautiful, healthy roots growing down through the layers of the mud, the sand, down past the rocks, down, deep, deep down to the center of Mother Earth. And we connect to the healing heart and the unconditional love of Mother Earth. And we just then bring up this energy through these beautiful roots. And we bring this energy up, 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 up through all the layers, through the layers of the diamonds, through the layers of the gold and the platinum, the copper, and just think of all that rich, moist earth. And some of those roots go along and get whatever it is that your body needs. And we bring up this beautiful, solid earth energy through the soles of the feet, up through the ankles, through the calves, into the knees, the thighs, and into the base. And from the base, we drop a third root, a really thick, strong third root, which goes deep down into the center of the earth again. So this third root really goes down to the center and anchors the energy. We want to be present in our bodies, and we anchor this energy. And from there, we allow that energy to come up the spine and up and down the back, just holding you steady. That earth energy is a mother energy. It is a loving, unconditional energy. And just feel that energy as it comes up into the heart space. And allow the heart to be held in her unconditional love. And then from there, we're going to attune our energy to the highest vibration of light that you can access. And so we go up from the heart, up from the crown, up, 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 up to the highest point of light. And we connect to that beautiful divine energy. And we bring that beautiful energy down through the night sky, down, 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 through the crown, through the third eye, through the throat. And we just allow that energy to come into the heart space. And just feel the expansion of the heart as these two energies meet. You might experience as the divine masculine and sacred feminine joining in the heart space. The heart space is the place of truth and unconditional love. And we allow this beautiful energy to flow into the heart. We now take each one of you and we place you in a golden bubble of light as you do the healing. And then we place the whole and each and every single one of you on this call into a beautiful container as we collectively just connect with the healing energy, and we feel that sense of being grounded, but also with the heightened energy in our hearts. And I want you just to feel that heart energy for a second. Just still the mind, shut down the noise, and just center in the heart. That is beautiful. Now, from the heart, I want us to, energy follows thought. I want us to go up and access the highest healing vibration that we can, the highest healing energy that we can access. So check your grounding, check those roots, because we want this energy to flow through you. And so we allow this energy, this high vibrational energy, to come. So we go from the heart up, up, up to the highest point of healing energy that we can reach. And we allow that energy to come down into the heart space. That's it. Beautiful. And just feel that healing energy in your heart. And then I would like you just to expand that healing energy into your physical body and feel the healing in the physical. and just allow it to go wherever it needs. We just get a sense of that. That's really beautiful. And then we're going to allow that energy to flow into the emotional body. So just allowing any emotion that needs healing or needs to be heightened if it's a good vibration, and just allow that to happen in the emotional body. Allow that energy to clear out the negative thoughts. Beautiful. And then we just connect that to our spiritual body, the body that is actually connected to the healing energy. Ah, and just allow whatever needs to heal in your energy field to feel that healing. And now I would like you to visualize one or two people that are close in your life that would be open to receiving healing at this time. And I'd like you to feel that healing energy again in your heart space and allow that healing energy to be channeled to the people that you are thinking of. So just visualize them standing in front of you from your heart to their heart with the intention of sending healing for their highest good. And we channel that beautiful healing out to them for their highest good. And just feel the warmth in your heart being sent out to the individuals. And now we're going to spread that further, send that healing out into your neighborhood from your heart space, and just allow that to transmit to this beautiful space of your neighborhood. And then allow that healing to flow out to your city. And then allow that healing to flow out to your country. Allow that healing energy to flow out to your continent. And then just allow that healing to be sent out to the rest of the world. And if there is a specific place or group of people that feel would benefit for their highest good, let us just channel that healing through the heart space to those areas. Beautiful. Just feel that rippled effect. And now let us come back, just bringing that energy back into our own spiritual body, our mental body, our emotional body, and back into our physical body. And just for a minute, disconnecting from the energy of where you've sent the energy, making sure that you can feel your own physical body, you can feel your own emotional body, you can feel your mental body and your spiritual body. This is your energy, and you have not taken on the energy of anybody else. So just feel your own energy and allow yourself to come back into your body. Feel your feet on the ground. And when you are ready, you can wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers, and bring yourself back into the core. Beautiful. Just bring yourselves back and let us just feel that coming back into the core. And just being back in the body. Feeling that energy, your feet on the ground, you can open your eyes. And what would be really great is if you just let us know how you're feeling, what's happening for you in the chat. Lovely. So great. What have we got? I feel like small soap bubbles. Lovely. Lots of tears. Yes. Releasing. Beautiful. Warm, calm, and peaceful. That is lovely. Really, really wonderful. Warm in the heart. Yes, I've felt a lot of heart. The earth wrapped in light. That's so beautiful, Gabriella. That's so lovely. Excellent. Peaceful. So really what I would like to start off doing is to really just talk a little bit about we're not gonna do a whole lot of talking tonight. I rather us work with Q&A and also just work with, but I do want to talk about healing. Lovely Christina. I really want to just talk about the basics of healing because actually healing is something that I believe everybody has and that we are all healers. And I really want to demystify um, what healing is today and then allow you to answer those, and then we're going to experience the healing. So for me, healing is many things. For me, we show up in a way as a healer. We're just a conversation to somebody. We can be standing a positive, kind conversation with somebody. For me, is a healing conversation. And it's just a sense of kindness. Touch with consent can also be a form of healing if somebody needs a touch or a hug or just being held is also healing because the intention, remember I said earlier, energy follows thought. If you want to hold somebody and just give them some love, that for me is a form of healing. So I think that it's important that we know that we can be healing all the time and healers all the time. If we look at the traditional definition of healing, and the energy healing. So healing is energy that is channeled through the heart chakra and through the hands, and it can be used in different ways in order to do that. And later on, we're going to actually create an energy bubble that has the magnetic field of energy so that you can feel that. But also the healing we've just done to the world and to somebody that we knew is what we would call distant healing or absent healing, where our energy and thoughts are going. And sometimes if you send healing to somebody, they might say to you later on, oh, I felt your energy, or I thought about you this evening, because you've sent that light and energy there. There have been many studies over the years around the power of prayer. And I think the power of prayer, depending on what your belief system is, that if you're thinking good, kind things and you're sending that energy, things will shift and change. So there have been experiments where there have been gangsters in Brooklyn, and every day at a certain time between 1 and 2, people have sat and sent prayer to those areas, and crime rate has dropped. And there's been a number of studies with that. So we know that. We know that Dr. Emoto, who is the Japanese man who did all the experiments with crystals and water, where he sent beautiful, kind thoughts to some sugar water, and beautiful crystals formed. So energy follows thought. And then we've got another, and then on another experiment, sending abusive language to the water and to the sugar water, and no crystals form, or they didn't form. So there have been a number of experiments in the world and research that has been happening since the 60s around proving that positive thoughts create a form of healing, and can shift and change things. So we have that data that is factual and is data. So we know that it is holistic. For me, energy healing is holistic. It's about body, mind, and spirit. We send energy to the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body. So it's holistic. If we look at energy healing, for me, everything is energy. So everything, and we know, again, there's been loads, and I'm not going to go into a quantum physics lesson here and bore us all, but there's lots of proof that everything is energy, and we are connected to all that is. So, and energy constantly moves. So if energy follows thought as a premise, and energy constantly moves, we can actually channel, as we did through our heart space, we can channel energy out to the world. And that energy constantly moves. If we take the aura and we think about the chakra system and the auric field, which I'm sure all of you are aware of, our chakra system are receptors and transmitters. So as energy flows into the chakra system, it shifts and moves the dis-ease that can be held in the physical body, in the emotional body, and in the mental body. So there is this constant moving. It can affect our thoughts, and it can affect our emotions. Remember, I spoke about Emoto. So, and the experiments he did, we can feel positive energy. Who's walked into a place where there's been an argument or people have been fighting, and you walk in there and you can feel the negative energy in your aura and in your body? If you go into a place and they're playing beautiful music, you're going to the spa and there's beautiful music playing and lovely incense burning, and there's some beautiful heartfelt people, your energy opens. Go to a friend's house where the energy is great because there's harmony. And yet you can go into other friends' houses where you know there's a lot of arguments and things aren't going too well. You can feel that energy. Can everyone identify with those different energies that we can feel? You know, when your friends have just had a huge row and you walk in there for a dinner party and you go, ooh, something's not good in here. You know, that feeling, you kind of like, I wish we hadn't come, and what time can we leave? And, there are all those feelings. So I think it's important that we understand this, because actually, and we'll experience that now with the energy between our hands. And I think also, if you think about energy, we can have a choice on how we respond to different things. Like certain things can happen. For example, somebody can be made redundant and they can go into that downward spiral of negative energy. However, there are people who have been made redundant from a job that was really costing them their energy, and they can see it as an opportunity to shift and change their life. So people can respond to different energies. I also believe that if we carry an energy of positivity within our energy field, we draw positive things to us. And please, I'm not omitting that. I'm not suggesting that we all can shift our energy. There are things that happen that are difficult in life, but just if we run a certain energy through our system and we are in a good space, good things come to us. When we are in a negative space, my mother always used to say, bad things come in threes. They always did because she believed it, right? So so I always wish from, when I think about my mom, I say, I wish she never taught us that because it's a program in my head. If two bad things happen, I go, oh my God, what is the third thing going to be? What's the third thing that goes wrong? And I manifest it. I mean, I know better now, but I still have that program. I see Christina smiling because I think her mom said similar things. So, so all of these things kind of make us go, well, how can we now channel those? And then where would this energy? You all felt, most of you wrote in the chat, most of you felt that energy. You could feel the warmth in your heart. You could feel the energy shift in your body. Now, where does that energy come from? For me, the intention is that we go up and connect with a higher vibration. We are mass and we have a density and a certain vibration, and we have access to a higher vibration of energy which we can channel in to our heart space and around us. And most of you felt that. We can also get that from the mother energy, from the center of the earth, that sense of nature. I mean, and you think when you're physically in nature, how that can shift you. But through your thoughts, you can access that energy to channel out to somebody else, to help ground. So through our feelings or our thoughts, we are able to access a higher vibration of energy that can then be channeled through our heart and our hands. And it is emotion, so therefore it can work through dis-ease and blocks. It can also raise the vibration of somebody's energy when their energy is feeling stuck and low, because energy has motion. I think we should experiment with the with this energy, and then we'll talk a little bit about the healer and what they can do with this energy. Is everyone up? I don't like talking too much. I really like us to practice things, because I could talk about healing until the cows come home, but I actually want you to, to feel it and to experiment with it. Is everyone up for another exercise? Just let me, bad things come for advice, like disease comes for protect us. If we understand that we are in the best condition possible for us is this moment, especially when challenges come, something will change. Thank you for that question. Yes, I do believe dis-ease and negative things come to us as teachers. So we can experience and learn where some of our traumas are, and they can make us grow. We would use healing to support that dis-ease or that block in the body in order to shift us back into neutral or equilibrium. So yes, sometimes our energy does contract, it does block, it does get dis-ease, and we learn from that. You think about sometimes when we're ill or when negative things have happened to us, we then look for healing. It can be through psychology, through coaching, through an energy healer, through massage, through various different things to raise our vibration, to shift the dis-ease. And there are times when we actually use medicine to support us and help us. For example, antibiotics for a chronic infection has saved many lives over the years. And at the School of Intuition and Healing, we work together with medicine. We don't go, healing is a replacement for medical treatment, but how do we work alongside that? When do we use medicine? When do we use holistic um, holistic energy or homeopathic or natural? And there's a big debate there, but I think there is, I've had a number of surgeries in my life that have got rid of dis-ease and blocks, but then I would use healing to support the recovery of that. So just to say, we really honor that there are different ways to heal and different things. So I think a learning to heal is really an important point, and thank you for bringing that up. Okay, let's do an experiment. We're going to center in our hearts again. We're going to ground. We're going to attune to the healing energy, and then I want you all to come up and use your hands. I'm going to use my hands like that, and we're going to feel that energy between the hands. Okay, so if everyone's ready, let us center in our hearts again, and I want us to still again. So let's just do the breath, because the breath is so important. So breathing in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. And what I'd like you to do again is drop those roots from the soles of your feet and the base of your spine deep down into the earth. Access that mother energy, that healing energy of the Mother Earth, of the feminine, and we bring that beautiful energy up, 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 up through the soles of our feet and the base of our spine, and we bring that energy of the earth into our heart. And now we are going to attune to the highest point of light, of healing light that we can access. So from the heart space, we go up through the crown, up, 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 up to the highest point of light. And we connect to that energy, and we allow that energy to come down, 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 down through the night sky, down through the crown, and into the heart. If you like, you can open your eyes and have a look at me. And I want you to feel that energy coming down from the heart into the arms and into the hands. And I'd like you to bring about 15 to 20 centimeters apart. And I want you to feel that healing energy between your hands. It might be cold, it might be warm, but there will be an energetic current between your hands. Feel that beautiful energetic current as it expands and contracts, and you can just feel that ball, and that is healing energy. And the intention is to hold that energy in your hands. Now play with that energy. Bring your hands apart and feel what happens when you bring it apart, and then bring it back together again. Bring it close and see what happens. Does it get hotter? Does it get colder? But feel the magnetic energy between the hands. That's it. And I'm sure all of you can feel that magnetic pull. Now, what I'd like you to see, what happens when I say certain words with this energy. So if I say the word ice cream, how do you respond to that? What happens to the energy? What happens to the energy if I say the word war, death, destruction? What happens if I say sunshine and love? And just feel that beautiful love energy again. That's so beautiful. And I want you to think of a place on your body that you are feeling dis-ease or discomfort. And I'd like you to place, I've had a bit of a headache today, I'd like to place that on that part of my body and allow the energy to flow for my highest good. Or maybe you've just got some aches and pains and you just want to just Move that energy around. Actually, my lower back would be nice. We just put our hands on the lower back. Oh, that's lovely. And we just allow that energy to flow in and around us. Ah, what beautiful energy. Don't force the energy, just for your highest good. What is really important is this is for our highest good. Beautiful. Now I'd like you to come back to your energy and let go of the bubble of healing. Just soften the channel of the healing energy from the earth and from the divine, or whatever it is that you choose. And just let me know how you experience that energy. Thank you, Christina. You felt that. I could see the energy in your hands. I see energy, so I could really see that ball of energy. How did everyone else get on? Did everyone feel something? Could you feel, was it hot? Was it cold? Lots of energy, warm, electric, dot, fantastic, warmth. Warm sensation. What happened when I said war and destruction and all of those? Did it go cold or did it contract? Some people will go cold, some people will contract. We all experience interest, goosebumps and palm sweats. The energy became thinner. So for Dot, it was the same. Oh, that's fine. Thank you, Virginia. Not felt temperature, but I did not know where to send it. Okay, different sensation when I put it near my head. So lovely, all these different abilities or different ways. No difference when you said the different words, okay? So you feel, so Christina, when you go into nature, you can feel it. Okay. Tingling in one hand, surprised it was a mix of cold and warm. Yes, absolutely. Some of us have hot and cold. I get, depending what kind of healing I do, that sometimes my energy is cold and sometimes my energy is hot that comes through my hands when I'm channeling it. But what is so important is that we're not controlling it with our heads. Energy is something that flows through us and it doesn't come from us. It is not our power that we are using. It is not our energy. We are using a higher vibration that comes from source. Some people might say God, the divine, Allah, whatever that is for you, that is the source of our creation. That is why I use the source of creation. Whatever that is for you, as long as we're not controlling it in our head and that it is coming from the place of the heart. The heart is the place that we hold unconditional love and why we channel healing through the heart space, through our hands. And healing is not about us fixing people. It's about the highest good. And I talk about this often. I often say if somebody is ready to pass over in this lifetime and a healer goes in there and it's their partner and they want to control the energy and they send energy with the intention of the person continually to stay here and to live, as opposed to channeling healing from the highest good, which might be for that soul to pass. As healers, we are not here to fix. We are not here to control. We are here to allow free will and ignite the healing ability. As you all felt the healing today, the purpose of healing is to ignite everyone's healing energy to continue to work through their dis-ease and their blocks, and that it's ignited by. I always say that most of the healing happens once we've ignited it in our clients and we've walked away, because they've ignited this beautiful healing energy that continues to work in somebody else's energy field. Sometimes with our clients, we don't push them forward. If you are going for healing and your healer is pushing you in a certain direction, please have some discernment about that healer, because healing, we work and we meet people where they're at. And if we need to go back with our clients, we hold them in that space. We keep them in a holding space until they are ready to shift and change. Healing is a beautiful, gentle modality that is holding, that is supportive, and that is kind to the energy. It is really not about forcing or pushing or using the ego, because the ego doesn't do any good in healing. And there are times when I have healed with the wrong intention. I've healed from a place of ego, because I want to show that I'm a really good healer, and that's got me nowhere. It's actually made me sick. So no pushing, no pulling. The healer is also responsible for holding the space. And I also just, whatever we do in energy fields, it is with consent of the client. So cord cutting, removing things from energies, dissolving contracts. At the school, we have a high vigilance around a code of conduct and safety for both the healer and the client, which is really, really important, that we hold people within a boundaried way that is not all over the place, because you want your client to feel safe, you want to feel safe. And so that is really important, that people work like that. So I just wanted to share those things around healing tonight and let everyone kind of experience, to experiment with that energy, because I actually believe that we are all healers. I believe we all have the ability to heal ourselves, but also to channel healing to others by getting our ego out the way and allowing that energy to flow into the auric system, into the receptors and transmitters of energy, into the aura, to shift dis-ease and blocks for the highest good of your client. In a grounded, we attuned, and we also protected the energy. And these for me are the basic fundamentals that can start forming a healer. So I'm really happy if anyone's got any questions at this point. Open your mics. Let's have a chat. Let's talk about healing. If anyone would like to ask anything, or you can type in the chat. I'm happy for that to happen as well. Really up to you how we do that, how that happens. Has anyone got any questions at this point? Andrew, good question. What does holding the space mean? So for me, holding the space means that I am grounded, that the space that I'm holding a client in is safe and protected, which means it's not about protection of fear or things that go bump in the night or anything like that. It's really about the energy being clear. I'm the witness to the client, as opposed to being the one who's saying different things. I'm holding the client in the energy of this high vibration, channeling it through for their highest good, not for what I think is their good. And I hold them in that space. I hope that answers your question. Do you think that our clients need also to allow themselves to heal? I believe that the client is as responsible for receiving the healing as the healer is for channeling that healing towards them. So when you get, often when somebody is skeptical of healing, they'll come and go, oh, well, I've just come. Our intention is to heal for the highest good. We channel the healing, and there are clients who sometimes will block the healing for various reasons. And it's our responsibility just to continue to channel for their highest good and not get, because the healing will go where it needs to go. And if it's not their time to receive, you can't force it. You're not going to go, oh, they need to receive this healing, because who's that about? Is it about your client or is it about you? So it's about really just allowing that energy to go where it goes. I'm going to start opening this chat here. I don't know why it's got all big. Sorry. I'm just going to pull it onto my other screen. So I'm not ignoring you. I'm just opening it here so I can see the questions. I've had a lot of back problems. Do you think it would be hard for me to do healing work? Deborah, that's a really good question. Healing has evolved quite a lot from distant healing into distant healing. The pandemic actually proved that there's no such thing as space and time for us at the school. We always knew that, and we always did distant healing, but actually distant healing really became more pronounced, and people needed healing during the pandemic, and we needed to teach, and all of a sudden we realized more and more that one can do this work distantly. One can sit in a chair and visualize. Although we did it already, it just became more proficient. So you can still heal with intention like we did, and we sent healing. You can visualize the different ways. If you are doing training, you would need to see, like if you were to do our 18-month course, there's a chair healing where you would be able to sit on a stool, but you have to be quite agile. And then also there's healing on a couch. So you would need to stand and channel healing through to the chakras. And you would need to do that because 50% of the case studies and in class, you would need to practice that. So it would depend on during the training how much you could do around that. But then once you were qualified, you could actually do distant healing. You don't necessarily need to be present and in person. A lot of our healers only do distant healing work, especially those that are in remote places where once they've done their training, and we all distant healing works. Energy follows thought. So I work with, if I'm doing distant healing, I actually work with a picture. And I work with the chakras with the picture and the intention sitting in my chair. So there are different ways that you can do healing that are perfectly acceptable. So I hope that answers that question. If you've got a follow-on question, you're welcome to ask. I want to see where the others are. Sorry about the concept, control any, redirect channel, new names. Controlling energy, I would say channeling energy. Controlling it would be the mind for me. The mind would be, so if I channel healing to the solar plexus, I'm channeling to the solar plexus and I'm holding it there, but I'm not controlling what it does. I'm in there and I'm going for the highest good. I might go, oh, this chakra is out of balance. Let me stay here a little bit more, but I'm not controlling the energy. I'm not manipulating as such the energy of the solar plexus. Yes? Happy. I answered the question. I'm going to stop there. Can you feel wall in brackets? Christina, do you want to just unmute? What do you mean by that, please?
is can you feel like when you are trying to send this energy or channeling this energy to something or someone or can you feel like a kind of a barrier, a wall, something that it's not really going through, not like I don't know, like
Yes.
it's like
So
something
people
gets into
can.
your brain or some kind of something that is you shouldn't be thinking, but maybe a thought cross your mind or a sound, I don't know, something that it's not going as it should be, like something.
So there can be many resistance. There can be
Yes, like a
resistance.
resistance or something like that.
So so yes, I mean people can block their energy. I have people who send me energy a lot. Like if I say to our community, I'm well or I'm going to hospital, and people, I will protect my energy, and the only people who have my permission to send healing will be allowed to send healing. I will block any other energy coming because I don't want our whole community to channel healing energy to me, because it would be too much in my energy field. Um, so something that's very important, if you are directing healing to somebody, so indirect, like we did when we were doing the meditation and we started and sending indirect healing, that is absolutely fine without consent, in terms of you don't need to get permission. If you are going into somebody's aura, please will you get consent from the person. It's a bit like you would not go into somebody's personal space without consent. You would not go into somebody directly into somebody's energy field without consent, without permission. Yep. So please, if you are directing specific healing, it's against the law in the UK, where we have a big community. It is illegal to send somebody direct healing without their consent, and we follow that as best practice at the school. It, for me, it's as intrusive as somebody standing in my personal bubble without my consent, hugging me without my consent, touching me without consent. It's not okay. Yeah. Okay, where else? I've studied an energetic body work for 2 to 3 years part-time. It wasn't a good experience. Afterwards, I got in touch with really lovely psychic healer who told me I wasn't physical frequency, I was a spiritual healer frequency, and I shouldn't have been on body work course. But is your type of healing considered body work or something else? Um, I'm unsure. I mean, it sounds like a big subject. Our energy healing course, I believe everyone can do it. And that if you get a sense and you're on this call, you are able to. We touch the body very rarely. We touch the shoulders, hips, knees, and feet. I'm wondering if that person's energy, that they were an empath, and maybe because they were doing body work, they were picking up the energy of the client. We focus so clearly at the school on energy management, on grounding, attuning, and protecting your energy and not blending your energy with the client. Your energy is your energy, the client's energy is their energy, and we do the gap process, the ground, attune, protect at the beginning of the healing, and we do it again at the end of the healing, protection and permission, because this is so vital in your energy. So somebody's very sick and you've got your hands in their energy field, because you are attuned to the higher vibration, you are grounded. You should not pick up the energy of your client. You might do it for information. So maybe you get a quick headache. Thank you, headache. What's yours is yours, what's mine is mine. We really spend a lot of time around not blending the energy of the healer with the client. And I'm guessing that question had something to do because you were touching the body and it was draining your energy because you were taking on the symptoms of the client. That happens often. you know, from day one, it's about how do you, energy management, grounding, protecting, permission, disconnecting from your client. What's theirs is theirs, what's mine is mine, and protecting their energy too. So that's really important. There was another really grounding. Does grounding protect your energy? If your intention is for your energy to be protected as you ground, that is fine, and you are protected. That works. However, for me, just putting that bubble is a really, energy follows thought, and knowing I'm in a bubble of protection, for me, keeps my expanded energy. So I'm grounded, I'm attuned, but I have this bubble of protection. And my bubble of protection is I know I am protected, and I know my vibration is higher than anything outside of me. And I really keep that. And that is almost like an automatic energy follows thought, my expanded energy. Does the certificate give me the right to work in the European Union? Different countries have different laws, and I don't believe that the European Union covers healing specifically under their law. Our accreditation and our certificate, in terms of if one does the Baha qualification, is one of the highest certifications, but you do need to do 20% of the course in person. So you would need to come and do days in London or days in Cape Town where we do in-person days. If you wanted the Baha qualification, which has high recognition, but we also have another accreditation, IPHM, which is accredited also in the UK. It's exactly the same course, we just don't do 20% in person. So there's no reason. We have people practicing in Spain, Portugal, Europe. We have people all over Europe practicing, and certainly in the United Kingdom. And you just need to see what the specific laws are of that country. So, for example, I know France has some very interesting laws around spirituality, because some of them are still from the days of the witches. But somebody's nodding. But we kind of bypass those in certain ways because we're not witches. Deborah, please unmute yourself and ask a question. I'd love to answer a question, um, rather than reading. Just unmute your little microphone. You muted still? On your bottom,
Okay. Okay.
there we go.
Oh, hi. I'll try
Hello.
to keep this very brief. It's very boring, really. It's still about my back. So, for example, when we were doing the opening meditation, even though I felt very relaxed, the middle of my back, where I've got this problem, there's this dull ache, um, and I have it a lot. And so I wonder, like, if I'm in holding my hands above somebody, that can set it off. Um, do you think that I would be able to do the distant healing?
So we would need you during the course to be able to, because we have certain standards and expectations around our accreditation, where you would need to actually do some of the healing in person. So if there was a discomfort around you standing for 20 minutes to stand for 20 minutes and move your hands, it would be difficult for you to actually, I mean, we could do it without you getting the certification in terms of, but you're going to need to practice like where the chakras are and how they feel. So I think we would be doing you a disservice if you couldn't do that. I need to be honest. I think you need to be able to actually feel that energy from a physical point of view rather than just the distant, and not, because we start off the first two modules, you would pretend even if you were doing distant healing, you would pretend somebody was sitting on the chair, and you would go through the motions as if they were sitting on the chair, even
And
online.
I could feel the energy a lot when we were doing the exercise.
Mm.
It's just this dull ache I get in the middle of my spine. But I've just thought of a possible solution if I do some exercises before.
Yeah.
Okay, tomorrow I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to do some exercises and then I'll hold my hands up. It's when I hold my hands up and see, I might be able to get around it. Thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure. And if you want to chat about it, and I'm going to say that to all of you, when we send out the recording tomorrow, there'll be a link. And if you want to have a one-on-one conversation with me, please book a chat over the next couple of weeks. I'm here to we're here to talk about this. So if you don't want to talk now, when the recording comes out, there will be a link. Or even Tara, if you want to put the link into the chat link for the 20 minutes and people just want to chat, or we will send out the information pack that that you can then fill in an application and have a long chat with me, a 45-minute chat with me. Christina,
How do I get myself off here?
you just put a little red button. I think we can actually mute you, Deborah.
I can only see myself. I can't see you anymore.
I think, yeah, you're muted now.
Okay, I just wanted to as I say, I'm new in healing energy concepts, but I wonder if you have anything that can help you to amplify. I mean, for example, there are maybe times of the day that they are more calm, or places, or being nature, or being, there are some places that for me, it can be a church, or it can be a nation building, certain places or certain moments that may help you to amplify or channel certain energies in other levels. I don't know, I just
Yeah,
wondering.
so different places hold. When I'm in London, there's a ley line that runs from, there was a gift of the needle, Cleopatra's needle, that is in London with the lions, and
Okay,
sometimes
yes.
I will go and sit in those lions and amplify my energy, because I know that is connected to Giza, and from Giza is connected to Table Mountain,
Oh,
Cape Town. So
okay.
often I will just go and sit in those lions when I'm out of sorts and I need good energy. I'll go and sit in the paws of the lion in Catherine's
So
needle.
so
Yeah.
it's kind of making sure you charge your energy, you are up to certain level, or you feel
So
uh,
So for me, when my energy is low, I will go into nature. Like
okay.
if I'm feeling out of sorts and I'm grounded and not having a good day, I will automatically go and put my energy in nature.
So you have to have your own energy on certain, taking care of certain level, or is first your own energy, and after channeling other energy. Is something like that? I'm not sure.
So So if I do a healing and the
Hmm.
energy comes through me and I've done a healing, I don't feel drained. I always feel much better when I've done a healing, because
Okay.
I'm channeling the healing. I absolutely refuse to take on somebody's negative energy when I'm doing a
Okay.
healing. I'm very clear. And so because I've had this beautiful energy running through my channel and into my hands, I feel great. It's a side
No, no, no.
benefit for
I
me.
mean, for example, you have a client today, and maybe it's not your best day, or you don't feel. Uh, you change that for tomorrow, or you will. I don't know. I'm just trying to find out how, if it's more like, you know, your energy, and work with your energy, or it's more like it's a flow? I'm trying
So
to.
you are responsible for your energy, and
Okay.
you can heal your energy and you can manage your energy through anything. I can walk
Okay.
through a shopping center with
Mm-hmm.
bright light and loads of people and protect my energy against that. I can go into a nightclub where they're drinking, smoking, taking drugs, and I can keep my energy clear and not allow it through good energy management,
Okay.
through understanding my own energy and not allowing that energy to blend in. It wasn't always like that. I stopped drinking 20 years ago, and I could go into a place where people were drinking and smoking and would come then wake up the next day with a hangover. And I had to
Oh,
train
I'm
my
just.
energy not to be porous.
Yes, I'm just thinking in general. There's some. I mean, you don't have to go those days into a pub. I mean, there are so many ways in a normal job. Your
Yeah,
energy can be warmed out just
yeah.
because you are surrounded by people that need to be take. They should be more aware of taking care of their own energy. So
Sorry, so
it.
I disagree. Everyone's responsible for their own energy.
Oh
So
yes,
if
yes, that's definitely.
somebody is putting is being negative or whatever, we are responsible for not being drained by other people's
Mm-hmm.
energy. And I really
Okay,
believe in good energy management. And
that's
look, the
that's.
days where I have a difficult day and I see, something goes wrong at the school and then something goes wrong at home and blah blah blah, my energy can get drained and I can be
Mm-hmm.
tired, but I would do a meditation, I would clear my energy. But you can't always be vital all the time. We're human beings.
Mm-hmm.
We're human beings. Things happen. I can go on the underground and there can be
Mm-hmm.
so many people, and as good as my energy management is, and I work really hard at my energy, there's some days where I'm not
That's really
bulletproof.
interesting. Energy management is a really good concept that we should that should be teach us at school. Really,
Everyone should have energy management. I don't
yes,
disagree
definitely.
with you. Anyway, thank you, Christina, for your interaction. Is there anyone else?
Thank you
I
very
think
much.
you've been an amazing audience. We are running the 18-month course at the school. We'll send out a link to that program if you would like to join. We also have energy management. We also have different things. But I also have done a free course that we will send out. In fact, I've put it in the link, Heal Your Energy, Heal Your Life, where we actually do the bubble and then
Mm-hmm.
we heal the physical body like we did today, and then we go into the emotional body and the mental body. We then heal your money wounds, and then we heal distant healing to a specific person. So it's free. We just made it. There's a workbook, etc. So you got that. If you want to talk about the healing course, please book a chat with me. If you know you want to do the healing course, fill in the application. But it's been really lovely to share this with all of you today. I'm glad you've had good questions. As I say, if there's anything you need from us, please reach out. And if not, enjoy the course. And in fact, there's a invincible energy that I'm sure if you write into Tara tomorrow to hello at, we can send you the energy management course free of charge as well. So, you know, experience it. I believe everyone should do energy management. I think everyone should do our healing course in the world. I'd love to put all our leaders in the world through our healing course. The other thing I want to say just before I go is if you're looking for a good transformational program, do our healing course, because the person who's sitting here today will be completely different to the person who completes our course in 18 months, because we're all wounded healers. And as you go through our program, you heal your wounds such that you become the wise, compassionate observer for yourself and then for others. And on that note, have a great evening, everybody.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much.
It's been lovely to be with you. Sending you all love and healing. Good night.